Hello and welcome, 4-Player Squad Gaming here, the go-to place for all things MMO. Let me introduce you to the 4th dungeon in Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn. This is Halatali. Halatali is an abandoned coliseum with a dungeon vibe, stretching under some of the Thanalan mountain ranges. This dungeon is not essential for the main story questline, and we can unlock this by completing the quest called Hello Halatali. Pretty self-explanatory, just the way we like it, so let's dive right in. Tanks, flick on your enmity generation ability as always, and continue to your first group of mobs. We want to employ the common tactic of collecting 2 groups or 2 rooms worth of mobs and gain the enmity. Once the tank has our set of mobs, we should focus them away from the rest of our party, allowing our healers to heal uninterrupted and for damage dealers to do their thing. This is a linear dungeon with a few obscure rooms which can be completed for more XP or the chance of more loot. We also have some ethereal flows which we must enter to progress. This will become more apparent later on. As mentioned before, Halatali is unlocked by completing a quest. If you are new to the game or unsure, feature quests are indicated by this symbol. You want to keep an eye out all over Eorzea for these symbols and unlock the content their questline provides. Many dungeons, trials and raids are unlocked this way, and we wouldn't want you missing out now, would we? This next room is filled with imps, gas bombs and doctors. Not the sort of place I see my doctor, but let's just go with it. We need to be careful of the bombs detonating and doing large AoE damage, and also be mindful of the cone damage from the doctors. With both of these we can either dodge or stun to interrupt them. It's not only apples that keep the doctors away. Once we have made short work of the next group of mobs, continue down the ramp and into the first boss fight area. Here we are met with Firemane stood next to a big bonfire. There are no special mechanics to worry about. We need our tank to get the enmity from Firemane and we deal damage as normal. Around 50 to 75% health, the bonfire will ignite and Darmantus flames will head towards it. Our damage dealer should be aiming to kill these before they can get to the bonfire. If they reach it, a burst of AoE flame damage will happen. We want to stop this from happening, however the healer should have no problems healing through this. When they have spare time, the healer or tank should rotate ranged damage abilities to assist in killing the Darmantus flames. Keep damaging Firemane and he will fall quite easily. Pick up your loot and progress through the ethereal flame portal that's now in the bonfire. We now enter the second part of this dungeon. It is important to check our objectives under the duty information. We can see that we need to activate 5 chain winches. You'll notice the first one straight away in the room ahead. When pulled, they can spawn either a singular mob, a group of mobs, or a treasure coffer. This is entirely randomised and you cannot skip them to avoid killing more mobs. After clearing this room and pulling the 2 chain winches, progress over the bridge and into the next area, pulling the chain winches you come to. Once you've killed all the mobs and pulled all the chain winches, the gate will open and allow us to progress into the second boss area. Now enter the Hall of Secutors, head down the ramp to meet the Thunderclap G something. A relatively simple boss fight. We start by damaging the boss as normal, and at 75% health he will electrocute the pool of water. We need to head back to the ramp and kill the Thunder Sprite spawn. It can be tricky to avoid the AoE due to the cramped nature of the ramp, but we should be able to survive. Once the sprites are dead and the water returns to normal, simply start damaging the boss again. Repeat this process until he falls. Pick up your loot and enter the ethereal flow to progress. We are now in the last part of the dungeon and are met with a few new mob types. Collect the Rudis Beak and head up the ramp, picking up the mobs on the way and kill these as normal. In this room there is a large red circle with a treasure coffer in the middle. This is an obvious trap, and once you step into the circle, a pit Pester is spawned. It is up to you if you decide the treasure coffer is worth a slightly trickier fight. To progress to the next boss, we simply enter the large door on our right, and we are met with the boss fight area. Continue towards the final boss fight area and enjoy the cutscene. So we have finally made it to the final boss of this dungeon. Tangata has been hiding away down here, so let's put him out of his misery. We have learnt 2 different mechanics during this dungeon, both of which are employed in this boss fight. From Firemane we know that we need to kill any Darmantus flames before they reach Tangata, and from the Thunderclap G something, honestly no idea of the word, we have learned of the invincibility whilst the floor effect is active. Simply damage Tangata as normal, watching out for his AoE cone attack. The tank should try and walk Tangata to the back of the room to give the damage dealers more time to kill the flames. Tangata also has a knockback punt which can be reduced if stood near a wall. Watch out for the fire fists as they also cause more damage. Simply kill the flames, watch out for the AoE damage and when possible damage Tangata and he will soon fall. And there you have it, Halatali is complete. As always, make sure to commemorate the player who you believe deserves it and pick up your loot. Remember at this early stage in the game that this loot is probably better than what you currently have equipped. I'd like to personally thank you for watching our guide and hope it has been helpful. We are 4-Player Squad Gaming, thanks for watching.